My name is Tom Gilbert. Today is December 5th, 2010. The title of my presentation is Nike, the Globalization Juggernaut, and it is for Brian Thomas's 280 Global Social Cultures class. Nike was founded in 1962 by Philip H. Knight. Nike was started by a man selling imported shoes from Japan out the back of his van at local track meets. Today, Nike is one of the largest transnational corporations in the world. Nike has factories in many underdeveloped nations, and their products are sold in stores across the globe. Mr. Knight may have started selling shoes out of the back of his van, but now he's the CEO of one of the largest and most successful companies in American history. One cannot talk about the globalization of the world and world economics without talking about the Nike Corporation and the effect it's had on the world. Globalization is the process in which large, primarily capitalistic companies try to increase their global power and reach through large-scale expansion into much smaller, underdeveloped countries. These companies are successful at this practice because they sell nothings. Nothings are products which are centrally conceived, controlled, and comparatively devoid of distinctive content. These are 5 dimensions of nothing. There are 5 dimensions of nothing which Reicher discusses, and the 5 dimensions include complexity, spatiality, temporality, a human dimension, and also a magical dimension. The dimension of complexity, in the case of Nike, is one in which the product is generic and interchangeable with any other shoe. If you lose a Nike shoe, you can go to Finish Line or Foot Locker, whichever you prefer, and get another one, and no one will ever know the difference between the one you replaced the shoe you lost with and the shoe you actually lost. There's no complexity to a Nike shoe that makes it different than any other Nike shoe or any shoe in general. If you were to remove the brands, logos, and every other fact that shows that it's a Nike shoe, you couldn't tell the difference between an Adidas, a Puma. A shoe is still a shoe no matter what brand name is on it. The dimension of spatiality in this case is very easy to decipher because there is no evidence of local ties. Nike shoes are sold all over the world, but they are largely and primarily purchased by Americans, Europeans, and the Japanese. Europe, America, and Japan are 3 of the biggest societies, I guess, as far as consumers of high-end products, and Nike's no exception. However, they are not produced in these areas where they are mostly sold. Nike shoes are primarily produced in Korea and Taiwan, but their primary sales locations are not Korea and Taiwan, as we previously stated. It's in America, Europe, and Japan. This shows that it has no dimension of spatiality because it has no ties to any local culture, concept, or ideology. The Nike shoe is not specific to any time period, which makes it an excellent example of nothing as well. If you look at Nike shoes from 2000, 2004, 1995, 2010, they're all going to look Nike shoes. They all have the swoosh on the side, and they look like a pair of shoes, just like any other pair of shoes. If you're presented with 2 separate pairs of shoes from any of these time periods, you wouldn't know the difference between them, which was produced when and which wasn't. This just shows that Nike is a temporal product and has no specific ties to any time period whatsoever. The Nike product lacks a human dimension when it comes to the consumer level. Most Nike shoes are sold by stores that are not Nike outlet stores. A large percentage of Nike sales are from shoe stores, such as Shoe Department, Foot Locker, Champs, Finish Line, and various other shoe sales stores. These products are never sold to most consumers by a Nike employee. Only large cities have Nike outlets. If you come from a smaller city such as Saginaw or rural communities like where I'm from, you don't have a Nike outlet. You get these products, Nike products, from salespeople at these smaller department stores, and they have no ties to a Nike. They'll sell you as much, would rather sell you any other product as much as they would this one, whether it's Adidas, Puma, as we previously mentioned, or Nikes. This shows that these products are absent of a human dimension because there's never really a Nike rep selling them, even if it is an outlet store. It's not a direct Nike employee, it's just someone way down the line that's not going to make any money off of this product whatsoever other than their hourly wage. Nikes also possess no magical dimension, which is the fifth dimension, and right, there's 5 dimensions of something and nothing. Nikes are cool, but no one ever looked at someone wearing Nikes and said, "Man, look at those shoes. He must be pretty successful in his line of work." No one ever wore a pair of Nikes with a 3-piece suit. People wear Gucci shoes with 3-piece suits because 3-piece suits are something, as well as these high-end designer brands are somethings. Nikes, however, are nothings. They lack that magical essence and needed to be something instead of nothing. And Nikes are just not Gucci and never will be, or are not the same as an Armani suit. Nike has attempted to use branding to make its products mean something. They use athletes to endorse their products, but they will never, still don't cover up the fact that these shoes do not do anything different from any other pair. Doesn't matter what shoes LeBron James wears, whether it's Nikes, Adidas, Reebok, he's still going to jump just as high, run just as fast, score just as many points as he would wearing Nikes. Same with Michael Jordan, who is also another famous spokesperson for Nike. Coming out with the Michael Jordan shoe brand doesn't make the person wearing them jump any higher, run any faster, shoot layups, and free throws any better. They're just a brand that Nike uses to sell their product. They use the Just Do It stigma and the swoosh symbol as trademarks of their products. But this is just to try to make these products look like they're a factor of something instead of nothing. By putting their logos on their side and their symbols and brand symbols all over everything, it just shows that these products are from that company. If you were to take them off, you wouldn't know if it was any different than any other shoe that was produced. They sell these lines such as Nikes, but they also have sub-brands such as Jordan, LeBron's. Derek Jeter has his own line of cleats. These cleats don't make Derek Jeter hit 3,000 hits in the MLB, but Nike's going to tell you that it did. However, these are still just Nikes and do not make the product something. They're just another nothing, but branding is a good way to make consumers feel like they're actually a part of something and buying something important. In conclusion, Nike has been a huge success in the world marketplace. It's been a standard to live up to for many other companies, and it's a great success. You can't take that away from it selling nothings, and it's made a lot of money for itself. But in all reality, the company is composed of nothings, and as far as rights are concerned, and that makes it nothing. Nike lacks the 5 dimensions that it takes to be something, and that's why they are the perfect example of globalization and the rise of nothings and where this world is going to.